Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. If you're wondering why I haven't been using my Disney cup, I need to do dishes. I need to do my dishes. I need to wash it. Because, I was using it for the first, set of reviews and I stopped. Because I took a break, so it was just sitting here. Collecting dust and stuff. So I was gonna use it when I started recording, and I need to wash it. And I could have just washed it by itself. I'm like, eh. I promise you I will bring it back before I'm done recording these. But anyway, we're on to this. Day 21 of Dis-Cember. We're talking about A Ring of Endless Light, which was another one of those that I saw the commercial for back in the day and went, this doesn't look like it's, I guess, for me at all. I think it came out in 2004.
In my case.
Shh! Quiet! I don't care what your case is. Oh, I'm gonna mute you just in case. That could have been disastrous, actually. Taking a big risk by doing that, but because I muted that, I could have unmuted that, and then you'd just be hearing the game music, which is I should have clicked on this first. Hey, I always thought it was The Ring of Endless Light. A ring. It's okay. All right. 2002. Excuse me. I don't know why I said that before. But yeah, it was one of those where I saw it and I was just like, this doesn't look like it interests me. And then, of course, fast forward to 2016. This guy is having a hard time getting to sleep. They're playing marathons of Disney Channel original movies, and this is playing. And I kind of get into it a little bit. This one, I think I was trying to actually get to sleep, but I think I got into it by the end. And it was like, why did I never revisit this? Besides, not being able to find it. But like, I've had Disney Plus for a while. Not that long, I guess. But I don't know. I guess there's no real reason other than I haven't been able to find it. But it's like, I thought highly of it, but it was just, there's something that was off about the movie. And I realized what it was. I first watched this in 2016. My grandma, died in 2015. And this has a grandparent dying in it. And I think that's why I never tried to find a way to watch this again. Because usually I'll search on YouTube to find one I want to watch again, And I never went my way to find it. I think that's why. And it's based on a book, which the last few Disney Channel ones are based on books. Lemonade Mouth, Geek Charming, and this. I should have reversed this in Skyrunners, but whatever. I wouldn't have been able to pay attention to this last night anyway. Skyrunners was a good one to watch last night. I was drinking. But anyway, so this story is about... So, I see in the poster, I would have thought that Ryan Merriman was the main character. Because there's Ryan Merriman, Misha Barton, Jared freaking Padalecki, Kira from Reba, and an old guy. I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those things. They filmed in Australia, which makes sense. If you look at the poster has Ryan Merriman right in the front and Misha Barton's in the back. He's not the main character, though she is. She plays Vicky. V-I-C-K-Y. Sounds of a name make a little girl cry. Ah, hey Vicky, you're oh so icky, and the thought of being around you makes me oh so sicky. Sorry. You're just like I don't have shiny teeth. Twinkle just like the stars in space. My shiny teeth that sparkle. No, wrong channel. So anyway, this movie is actually about Vicky, who is on vacation somewhere. Seven Bay Island. Okay. With her little sister, Susie. Stacy. That's the one. Sorry. Big Wolf on Campus reference. Susie. And little brother, Rob. Yeah. They go to face their old as hell grandfather. Like, okay. They say, like, he's in his 80s. How long did he wait to have kids? Because, like, if she's a teenager and their parents are probably in their 40s, so did he wait till he was 40 to have kids? That's a long time to wait, but I don't know. He's very old, this actor. It's not Mega Minute, he really is that old. And so, retired Reverend Eaton. I'm assuming it's her mom's dad, because her last name is Austin. And while there, she meets the boy named Adam, who's obsessed with dolphins and saving dolphins. And she also has again, this is one of those movies that feels like a sequel. She has an encounter with someone she met the last time she was there, a Zachary Gray, who is Jared Padalecki's character. And at first he seems like he's the jerk, but he becomes sort of an ally and a friend, and sort of resigns to the fact that she and Adam like each other, and he's going to have to step aside. I swear, though, at the end there was a scene of him and Zach just sort of being friends at the end, but there's not. Yeah. So like I said, it's based on a book. Let's compare it just a little bit. I'm not going to go too into spoilers yet, but it has a lighter tone than the book, apparently. In the book, there was a family friend that died trying to save the life of Zachary Gray, which is why they have problems. But here it's just that he's a jerk, I guess. There's also a baby dolphin that dies. A marine biologist of Vicky's acquaintance is nearly killed in an accident. A sick girl suffers a seizure and dies in Vicky's arms. And in the film, there's not that much death. There's a thing with the grandpa, which we'll get into it. And the dolphins are threatened by illegal fishing nets. But there's nothing big about deaths. The fishing net storyline is not in the novel. Which always makes me think when they change... Why adapt novels if you're going to change something like that? Like, it's not in the novel. Right? But it's very Disney, the more I think about it. Adventures, behaving heroically and adventures that, yeah. And they can pair one of the characters getting caught in a net to the 13th year, which, yeah, because, what is his name? Jess gets stuck in a net while trying to save Cody. Yeah. Also, the on-screen love life is also different, apparently. In the book, in the film, apparently in the book, Zach tries to commit suicide. Okay. Schmuicide. The negative behavior has been toned down. He's still like a bad boy at first, too. He's involved in positive activities, most notably joining forces with Adam to expose the legal fishing methods. In the book, the character Leo Rodney competes with Zachary for Vegas' attention, while Adam tries to avoid romantic attachment because of her negative experience previous summer. In the film, Adam and Zachary are rivals, and Leo does not appear. There's no Leo. There's also about an older brother. Yeah, family relationships in the film have been changed too, streamlined. Vicky's parents are absent for most of the film. Yeah, they show up at the end, and then in the book they're around. I guess most of the novel. In the film, they are forcing her to study science. In the book, they encourage her to choose her own path. So that is standard Disney parents want you to do what they want to do kind of thing. So, there's also an older brother in the book, and he's not mentioned in the movie. And the astronomy interest is given to Susie, Stacy. That's the one. Her name is Susie, but I keep doing that joke. And then there's a thing with the grandpa. We'll get to it. I'm not... Okay. So, we start off with them arriving on the island. And it's very, like... I'd like to know who wrote this movie, first of all. It's directed by Greg Beeman, the Decom Daddy. Okay, one of them. Written, Marita Giovanni, Bruce Graham. This feels like they took dialogue from the book and just put it on the script, and they were forced to read it. Vicky is always calling her grandpa, grandfather, and her line readings, I don't know what I should do. It feels like a robot reading it. I don't know. And it's not just her. Ryan Merriman, the king of decoms, his dialogue, he is good in other movies, but here he also sounds like a robot. Jared Paddock is the only one who feels natural in his dialogue because he's playing the bed boy. So he's got to have a little more laid back sense of dialogue. But just... So it's all... They get there and they say hello to the grandpa and they're all happy. And then Adam shows up to return some books because apparently the grandpa has the only library on the island. And they walk into the room and it's this whole big ass shelf of books. I'm like, Jesus, he likes to read. Yeah. And so that, like, she kind of meets Adam and has a little meet cute with him. And then somehow Zach knows that she's there and he just pulls up. He's like, hey. And she's like, no, I'm going with him. He's gonna show me dolphins. And, you know, in his head he's quoting South Park. Screw you, dolphin! Well, we go to the... He wants her to help with a research project or something. But they go to a dolphin named Basil, where they find out she can communicate telepathically with dolphins. And as I've read most of the stuff that's different, that's in the book, apparently. There's so much with this communicating with dolphins in this movie. I was like, I literally forgot about that. Like, she could talk to dolphins? What the... This would have totally been something I didn't... This is one of those weird things happen to kids' movies, which the trailer would have you believe it's just a drama, where it's like, no, this is one of those weird ones, like your stepsister is an alien. Jury's out on whether or not... jury's not out yet on whether I'm doing that one, but... Or, like, you send out a signal to space and you get aliens coming to your house, or you create a twin of you using your DNA and some sea monkeys, or you get sucked into an alternate dimension that is actually the world of your TV show. I'm counting that. You're a superhero, your family's superheroes, but you're not. Anything else? Let me just look at what I got here. The Sweet Life movie got to have its own. Smart House. Your house is smart. You're the leprechaun looking right at Ryan Merriman. You know, it's one of those. And the trailer did not make it look like that at all. But that's not the only Disney Channel original movie. There's the movie Tiger Cruise, which would have you believe it's about a girl on a cruise ship with her dad who's in the military. Yeah, it's about 9/11. Yeah, they don't tell you that in the trailer at all. I wonder why. I swear. I don't want to have to go back to... Let me do this and let me put in Wikipedia. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. No sneeze. I don't know why it opens a new tab just to... Tiger Cruise, right? 2004, Dwayne Dunham. The film's fictional events are intertwined with real live events of the September 11 attacks, in which the USS Constellation was, as depicted, actually returning from a 2001 Western Pacific deployment with Tigers on board when the September 11 terrorist attacks occurred. Yeah, they didn't show that in the trailer. Didn't explain that in the trailer at all. It was just... Don't expect me to review that. I'm not interested. I was interested when they said it was a stupid cruise movie. Okay? So, she begins to kind of help him a little bit, but there's a love triangle going on, where like, they go out to dinner, and she invites Adam, and like, Zach is like, what is he doing there? There's like a, yeah, but then they discover that Zachary's dad is dropping illegal drift nets, and which trap and kill the dolphins. And like Adam tries to explain this, and Zach's like, "Well, you can't prove that he's doing it." And they even like call the Coast Guard and stuff, and there's no real proof because they show up and there's nothing, you know. Eventually, Zach finds out that they actually have another boat, come and give them the drift nets so that they can never be found out. And he has pictures and proof. That's not enough. That's not enough. It's not anything. We got to stop him, right? I do like the scene when there's let's see, where is it? It's not on here. Of course not. Why explain it? She's using her telepathic abilities to tell. She's like standing in the water. And she communicates to the dolphins to come there, and they do. He's like, it worked. And then she tells him to do a flip, and then she's done other things, and then she kind of has I think she uses her power too much, and she sees like this weird light, the Ring of Endless Light, which plays no real part in this. It's just a thing that she sees. She's also conflicted because she doesn't want to do the science studies. She wants to do her own thing, and she's where her parents won't accept that, which... No. There's also a scene. They can't find her brother at one point. No, this isn't that scene. But they can't find her brother at one point. And they do. I don't remember if she uses to summon the dolphin there or not. But she does later use to summon the dolphin to save... Is it Adam? When he gets stuck in the net or something? No. I don't know. But also the grandfather. The grandpa... Let me turn this off. Immediately you are shown that he has a problem. And it's leukemia. But the way that they pursue through that is he goes... when no one's looking. And I went, did he just have a fucking heart attack? But next morning he's fine making breakfast. I'm just like... And they do this twice. We're like... He's like... I'm like, do you have a heart attack? And then towards the end of the movie, not the end, but like before the climax, he's talking to her and he has a moment, and he needs like a medication, and he still won't tell her what it was. Well, I guess he's more forthcoming in the book, but here he's not. But eventually there's leukemia, and then they have the thing where they sit in front of this window. She falls asleep, and when she wakes up, he's gone. And she's like, grandfather, and he's just, what do you want for breakfast? Or how do you want your eggs? I'm like, Jesus. It's all setting us up for eventually. And then in the climax of the film, they go out to stop the nets, and Adam gets stuck in the net, and so the grandfather and the Coast Guard guy run out there. The 80-something-year-old grandfather driving the boat. Why is the Coast Guard officer not driving the boat? Why having the 80-something-year-old old man with leukemia drive the boat? Is he the only one who knew how to drive a boat? Is that why he was hired? Is that why he's so old? No. eventually, I'm assuming the Dolphins save the day or something. I don't know. She uses her toe-like powers. And then her grandfather, they get done. They save the day. Zachary's dad is going to jail, directly to jail, and not pass go, not for $200. And then they go back to the house, and he goes, oh, I need a nap. And I'm like, oh shit. And then camera shows the dog, and that's when you're like, oh, the dog knows, because the dog's like, because dogs have better sensory perception. Sensory perception. They know. They can sense before we do that something's going to happen. They see ghosts, for God's sake. You know how many times I've been sitting with the dog and the dog will look over at something in the corner and there's nothing there. I even take pictures for proof. There's nothing there. But he's just staring. What are you looking at? One time it was really creepy. The last time I watched him, my folks were going me out of town all day. I was sitting there. And he's laying on the floor and he turns his head and just stares at me. What? What? All of a sudden, I feel coldness on my legs. And I'm like, he's still staring. Just like Rick, he's sitting and staring. For all I know, we're still in the living room. Sitting and staring. No, he's just... And then all of a sudden, the coldness goes away, and he turns his head and lays back down. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, dogs know. So he knows something's going on with the grandpa, and he's like, I need to take a nap. I'm like, no. And he's like, ugh. And then he's just like, you have a gift. Don't let that go. And he dies. And parents come in. I had to rewind this because I thought the Coast Guard guy said, hey, you're not supposed to be in here. Apparently what he actually said was, oh, your parents are going to be here any minute or something like that. I don't know how I messed that up. But yeah. So they, she says her goodbyes to Adam. We don't really see Zachary again, so I don't know. But and then she says that she talked to her parents that she's gonna go stay at her old school. She's not going to the new science school, and she's gonna work on her poetry. He's working on his, and he sucks. So yeah. Yeah. And I think, the grandpa dying, I think that's what it was really close. It was like a year afterwards. So it was really close from when my grandma died. So I think that's another reason why I'm like, subconsciously or whatever. But, yeah. And then there's like this voiceover, where I think it's the grandpa. It's like a poem about the Ring of Endless Light, which is just to tie it up and explain what it means. Kinda. But yeah. I'll give it a middle of the road for sure. It's fine. I don't know why it's one of those that I watched it. It is one of those where I thought I should have watched it sooner, because I think I would have liked it more when I was younger. But it's fine. It's not bad. Just fine. So what are your thoughts on the Ring of Endless Light? When it comes to how much you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one, which will not be Tiger Cruise.